Joe Chica's nails.
She put aliens on them.
You got to see them.
No.
Look at this. We have El Buen Bellazo.
Don't show it because then Michelle's gonna want to do the same thing.
Oh my God.
Cost me more money.
You gotta make more money then. If you're gonna want to make more money, who do you gotta call? Miguelito.
I gotta go to the home and garden show.
There you go.
You can do some putt.
Yep. Joe, check it out. I just sent it to the media share right now.
Okay. Miguelito's gonna be at the home and garden show.
That's right.
Did you check Costco to see if they have the tees?
I did not yet. No. I got to move in the furniture tonight and do all the shopping for it.
Let me look it up real quick.
It's called the San Antonio Spring Home Show.
Yeah, we got people joining us already. Welcome, Jonathan Perez.
We're going streaking.
Bones 2, Puro Pinche Spurs. We have Eric Cisneros, Albert Lopez. Morning, fellas. Taco Tuesday, another one.
Apology forms are up, are coming up. Joe.
Not yet.
They're coming up. They go undefeated for the month, Joe. You have no excuse. At that point, you're just being. At that point, you're just being a hater.
I'm laughing at her. I'm laughing at her nails.
Oh, let me see him. I didn't get to see him. Did you
Oh,
put him on there?
we'll
show him on there a little bit.
Oh, okay. I see golf balls, bro, but I'm not seeing the tees.
She needs to put the Area 210 alien on there. I'm gonna tell her. They said, "Morning, y'all."
Two dozen.
Mike made a dress
crazy?
code for the show today. No, hombre. That was funny because I wore my shirt, my pastel colored shirt, and then Mike's wearing the same color.
No kidding. I didn't get the memo.
I know. That's what I was telling you, Sean. You didn't get the memo.
How many former Spurs were out there last night?
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Victory Thursday. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe downtown. My name is Mike Jimenez. Joe Garcia, co-host and producing this show. Sean Quintero of PF Chang's La Cantera also with us today. And as Will Ferrell said, back in old school, back in the day, we're going streaking! The Spurs have now won 10 in a row.
That's what we're doing. A little burnout there to celebrate.
We've won 10 in a row, Joe. We've won 10 in a row. The Spurs have one game tonight. It's also a game day. Early tip-off, 6:30 tip-off against the Brooklyn Nets, one of the worst teams in the NBA. Black Bucket is already with us on our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, saying it's a trap game. That's exactly what you said a few minutes ago before the show started. Is this a trap game? Because if the Spurs win this game, they will be a perfect 11-0 for the month of February. Ridiculous. Right now, the Spurs are 12.5-point favorites tonight against the Brooklyn Nets, who come in at 15-42. Joe, the Spurs are 20-10 on the road. Brooklyn's 8-20 at home. How can this be a trap game, Joe?
Sometimes the Spurs play up to the level of their talent, and now they're on the back end of a back-to-back. We saw that they had a little bit of trouble with Toronto, right? They're tired. Wemby said he didn't get enough sleep.
Toronto's a good team.
But I know that. They had their game against Toronto. Toronto played them very physical. They're going to be a little tired, man. Wemby said he didn't get enough sleep, Mike. He couldn't sleep.
Didn't get enough sleep is not an excuse. No.
Didn't get enough sleep.
It's one of those things where yesterday's game shows just how good this team is, because good teams win what, Joe? Ugly games.
Yeah, this was an ugly game. It was funny because there were some people on social media already saying, well, Spurs lose this one, and I'm like, the game wasn't even over yet, and then they started coming back. We were disappointed that they weren't, I don't know, let's say playing better than they were, but credit to Toronto, because Toronto was just playing a very physical game. And it was an off shooting night for the Spurs. They just could not hit their free throws, man.
I know. They were ridiculous in the free throw line, especially the last minute of the game.
And the refs swallowed their whistles against the Spurs. It's like the disparity of foul calls between Toronto and the Spurs was ridiculous. I'm surprised that Mitch Johnson didn't go out there and get a technical, man.
Nah, he's calm and collected. One thing I'll say about Mitch, and I'll ask you this question, Sean. Mitch Johnson, 42-16. The numbers never lie. He's 42-16.
What did you think about his mural?
The mural's nice.
Oh, come on.
It's nice.
I thought you were going to complain about it.
It actually looks like him. It legit looks like him. But what I like about what Mitch Johnson's doing right now, he's calling timeouts at the appropriate time. Earlier on in the season, it seemed like he was gun shy when it came to calling timeouts. Like he should have called them, but he didn't. He was kind of looking like Pop at that time. It felt like Pop was still coaching out there, not in the good way, but in the bad way. And I like what he's doing out there. I like the lineups that we're seeing. The team is gelling together. They've won 10 in a row.
Are you believing the chance now? If the Jackals go out there and say, MVP, are you going to roll your eyes?
No, because he's getting to the game totals needed to make it happen, which is funny that you brought that up because before the show started, I mentioned to you that there are 5 top candidates right now for the MVP award, right?
Yeah, there are.
There's Nikola Jokic, there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, Cade Cunningham,
Yeah.
and Luka Doncic. You have to play 65 games, right? Only one player right now of those 5 is on pace to play 65 games. That's Cade Cunningham.
Luka Doncic, can you say that he's an MVP?
Leads the league in scoring.
He's hurt. He's
always hurt.
Yeah.
But Victor Wembanyama can still miss 4 games and qualify for it. Wemby's on track to play 64 games. You need to get to 65, right? So he can still miss 4 games. You mentioned before the show, what about load management? They got to load manage him. He's got $52 million on the line to get to all NBA first team and defensive player of the year.
Wemby can't miss 4 games. If he misses 4 more games, he's out of
done.
contention.
He's done. So they can't load manage him. Sean, winning a game that is ugly, winning a game that you're not making free throws, winning a game that you're down 15 points with 1 minute to go in the third quarter, and then you obliterate them 32-17 in the fourth. What were your thoughts on last night's game?
I'm kind of with okay, so you see Pete Aguilar's comment right there where they were getting fouled hard left and right.
Yeah.
And I think to Joe's comment, man, I think if anything, Mitch should have went out there and tried to get a technical because, I mean, just like you talk about the rookies, right? They're not getting the calls that some of the superstars get. Same thing with coaching. Yeah. He's got to get out there and put his voice out there, in my opinion. I mean, it's a great victory. I think it's a good win. To go on your point about shooting 3 points, I mean, I think numbers don't lie, but great win for the guys. Great win.
That was a stat that we brought up a couple of days ago, was the fact that the Spurs were 17-0 when shooting 40% or better in a game from 3.
Yeah.
And guess what? Last night, 44% from 3. Did they win? Yes. So they're now a perfect 18-0 when they shoot 40% from 3.
Yeah, Vassell was lights out.
And, I'm glad you mentioned Devin Vassell because it's kind of weird because someone then reached out to my post about that and said, so you're telling me that if Champagnie and Vassell are cooking, the Spurs are cooking. Yeah. And it's kind of weird that that's kind of how it is. We know what we're going to get from De'Aaron Fox. We know what we're going to get from Wemby from time to time, more often than not. Castle's legit. But when you have that 5th and 6th player coming in, whether it be Champagnie or Vassell coming on in, and having a good game with this defense, it's kind of unstoppable.
It opens up the floor.
It really does. And you look at Wemby last night, a bad game. He shot 3 for 12, 1 for 6 from 3. That 1 3-pointer did come from the fourth quarter though when they were making their comeback. 12 points, 8 rebounds. But what did he have, Joe? At the end of the day, he's generational at least on one side of the court. Defense, 5 blocks, including one where he didn't even get off the ground. He just kind of just lifted his hand up in the air and just stuffed a dude at the rim.
There was some great highlights from that game. And it was good to see Wemby going toe-to-toe with former Spur Jakob Poeltl.
Yes.
Right? They were trying to body him. And, credit to Toronto because they did something I thought was very creative last night. There were a couple of plays out there, and they know that they really can't contend inside the paint, right? Because you have Wemby in there. But they had a couple plays where they ran this, let's say, very unique offensive set. So what they did is they would send somebody, right? And they would go and just put a body in front of Wemby. And they would kind of push him out of the play and push him further underneath the basket. And then they would go ahead and dish the ball back out. And somebody would immediately cut to the rim inside the paint. And they would either get a floater, an easy shot, And it was weird. It wasn't weird. It was just unique how they did that to go ahead and kind of make Wemby a non-factor in that regards. But of course, it didn't really work. Wemby saw it a couple of times and adjusted. But I just thought, hey, that's something I hadn't seen before,
You wanted to ask the question, can the Spurs be considered legit title contenders?
Yeah, because that's the thing that's been going on all over TV, right? Not only social media, podcasts, live streams, all that. And it's being talked about by a lot of the prominent analysts, right, in the league right now, and it's kind of divided. You have some that say, no, you need to have experience. This is not a legit title contending team yet. They still have to go through some, let's say bumps and bruises, right? They got to grind it out, and they have to have some losses before they are going to be true to form. I'm kind of on that fence too. You might get, further in the playoffs, but you still might lose, but it's okay because you're ahead of schedule. And then you have some that are like, you know what? I used to think that, but now not so much. This could be a legit title contending team right now. So it's kind of divided. Some say you need experience, and then the other half say you don't, because you look at the way that the Spurs have won, right? And the way that they're playing as of late, and it's all through defense. You have your big guards that are doing really well out there on the court. Wemby's a defensive presence inside the paint, blocking shots, altering shots, being a menace. Just and teams just don't have an answer for that. So I'm kind of like, are they kind of winning me over? Do I believe, or do I stick and be like the old man?
Did
Give 'em
Morpheus
the chocolate.
The old man
Give 'em
screaming
the
at the
chocolate.
sky, like, what do I
Chocolate.
do? The red
Chocolate.
pill? Is it the
Chocolate.
red pill or the blue pill?
Chocolate. It's the blue chew. It's the blue
They're
chew.
really-
Hey,
you
but
win, buddy.
we do have to get to our super chats, because sometimes
Yeah.
Mike likes to hear himself talk
That's
when
right,
the
that's
super
right.
chats get stuck.
Dang.
you get caught monologuing.
Called waxing poetic.
There we go. It's from Matt Lerma. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says 10 in a row, baby. Spurs, Chads, and shambles. Oh, should I say Spurs, Chads, and shambles?
So what is the Chads thing? I don't understand.
I
that.
don't know. He got mad because he gets his panties in a bunch, because we got to start calling him that he's glazing over Sochan so much. He doesn't even play for the team anymore. And he's like, I'm still here, Sochan. And then you have the other factor of fan that believes the Spurs can do no wrong. They call them the Spurs virgins. They get mad at everything if you don't agree with them. And that's usually what happens when Matt does his spaces. They have the Spurs virgins in there most of the time, and they're singing the Spurs praises, but they also don't say anything else. It's just nothing but positivity, which is good. But, you can't always be like that at times. You got to kind of hold the team's feet to the fire. And we got another super chat from Jason.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Jason, for the $4.99 super chat. He says, I want to hear the new jingle. Well, here's the thing, dude. I made a new little video, right? So should
Yeah.
look at this one. The Fiesta's coming around, right?
I like it. I like it.
And then we have another one from Taco Tuesday.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Taco
I
Tuesday.
like Taco Tuesday's comment. Says you can't say we played down to our competition when we have no
Yeah, he
competition.
wants the
Grito time.
Which one?
You know what? Because we're fighting for that whole spot to be undefeated for the
Aye.
month. The Sitco guy, baby.
¿Dónde pegas toda la pura verga? Se tapan a la verga. Mira.
Will the Spurs be on an 11-game winning streak when we have our party? Again, we're celebrating our 500th episode over at the Hard Rock Cafe. Joe, I sent you some photos on the media share, Joe. And we talked about what's the dress code going to be at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now fine with Spurs gear. Okay, I was wanting to class it up, but you know what? We're on an 11, 12-game winning streak. We got to represent, and Chica is already representing. She got back from the nail salon. Sean, don't show this to Michelle, because here's
I
the
won't.
thing.
I won't.
This was expensive, but those are her nails right now.
Oh, my God.
So you've got the alien on the right.
210.
You got the basketball. You got the Spurs logo. And then you've got another Spurs logo as well. So, yeah, it's very nice.
Oh,
She's got
look
all
at-
five.
Nice. Those are
Look
nice.
at, I like what you put there. Area 210.
Area 210.
Good on you, Chica. Thank you for that. And look,
Very-
we'll show a little bit better close up of the nails there. Let me go ahead and show in here. There we go.
There you go. Just going all out.
That
baby.
looks expensive.
Oh, yes, it was.
I think it was Mike Mitchell that probably got Jimenez over here to change his mind on the Spurs gear.
Oh, and then we got another
You
super
did a
chat.
fantastic job the other day.
He
by the
did.
way.
Here comes the money.
199 incoming from.
Oh, yeah.
Jason.
So I got back from North Carolina last night. So show us on the doll where the TSA where the TSA had touched you and did to you.
Yeah.
First time in a long time I have not been molested by TSA.
Jeez.
They did grab my arm though because I forgot to take off my Apple Watch. So that set off the alarm. but they stayed away from the crotch for the
Okay.
first time in a long time.
Yeah.
There you go.
So shout out to my friends here. We have Celeste in the house, and we also have Myra. Myra, maybe that'd be an idea for their nails, right? If they want to go ahead and join the Spurs bandwagon here, decorate the nails.
Very nice. Hey, looking at the Spurs, we talked about the making three. The Spurs have actually 4 players right now shooting north of 37% on the season. Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagny, Harrison Barnes, and you also have Devin Vassell shooting that well from behind the arc. Castle knocked down 2 last night. He's back up over 30% on the season. Welcome back to at least respectability. You have De'Aaron Fox at 35%. Dare I say the Spurs are getting a little bit better from 3? As long as they're average, I'd rather have an average 3-point shooting team with an excellent defense than anything else, because at least that gives you a chance to win every single game. And that's what happens, Joe. Last night's game, what did the Spurs do? You were Joe Stradamus, I was Mike Stradamus. Earlier in the season when we said the Spurs calling card would be what? Defense.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about Castle. There are rumbles out there that he should have been an all-star, maybe over a Fox, although I am proud of Fox making it. But I saw a sports writer last night say that he has Stephon Castle slotted down right now for all NBA defensive team. Can the Spurs have 2 guys on the all NBA defensive team? I know they have a first and second team, but is Castle going to get that respect because he has shut down Luka Doncic? He has shut down Cade Cunningham. He got Cade so frustrated that he pushed him, right?
Yeah, he did.
And it's so interesting how the development of a two-way player that Stephon Castle has become. Dare I say he's still one of my sons?
You know, I think we talk about the shooting first, right? So I think the 3-point shooting is contagious, because even when you see Harper and you even start Carter Bryant knocking down a couple as well, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing with defense. It's not just Castle picking up the defense, but when he comes off the court, Harper, Bryant, all these guys are just playing lockdown defense. I mean, looking at even Julian Champagny over last season, I think that's improved along with his rebounding. So, man, this team's just getting better.
Carter Bryant also over 34% on the season when he started off so poorly.
He did.
The only player right now that is below 30% that gets a lot of shots out is Dylan Harper. Wemby at 35%, right? So he's, it's getting to be respectable, Joe. And when you have a defense that is this good, the team has a legit chance to win every single ball game.
Yeah.
And now, think about last night. Down 15 points with 1 minute to go in the third quarter, everything going against them. The Wemby was not shooting well offensively. The ball wasn't going in. They were missing free throws. And for them to say, okay, it's a 48-minute game. It's not a 36-minute game. And clamp down and just literally suffocate them defensively in the fourth quarter. Because that comeback wasn't like throughout the whole fourth quarter, they came back and they won at the last minute. No, they turned around a 15-point deficit into a lead within 4.5, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they almost lost it at the end. It was a 1-possession game down the stretch, and then Harper misses those 2 free throws, but gets a rebound. Ridiculous, but they won a game that they should have lost.
Well, yeah, Sam Salinas over here saying, stop relying on the 3 and stop touting that stat. I agree with you on that, but you have right now Fox and Vassell who do really good as far as driving the ball in, able to pull up. And right now with Castle, as you see him go through, he's getting there, but he's just not knocking those down right now. But in time, as he gets more confident, I think you could see more of that penetration going in and then pulling up for a shorter shot. So, I mean, I kind of agree with him on that as well. You don't want to see them always taking the 3, but right now, those are the shots that are falling.
They are falling.
I got to say
shot
something.
39 attempts yesterday.
Out of all the plays in yesterday's game, this was probably the play of the game.
Pass off. Fox. Clock at 3. Fox kept it alive. Let's go. Mr. Fourth Quarter
3 seconds, and
again.
I was waiting for that buzzer.
Absolutely.
How did he make that shot, dude?
Okay,
that
first-
was amazing.
And how did he not travel? Because he didn't travel.
He didn't.
So shooting from behind the backboard which you can't do in high school by
On
the
one
way.
foot.
But in the NBA that's allowed, right? The one player that I remember back in the day, back in the day that would do that was Larry Bird. For some way, he could make that shot repeatedly. That was a prayer that was answered. You give him that shot 10 times, he's gonna miss it 9 times. It's just that 1 out of 10 that he's gonna make, he made at that point. Lost control and gathered the ball and shot it in. Amazing.
Yeah. You know what? I was looking at Sean and I'm looking at Jacob Tovey, and Mike was so mad last night, dude. What?
They're talking
Why?
food again.
They had like a coach's challenge, right? And they completely forgot about the coach's challenge because they were too busy talking about stupid ass food again. Like, bro, shut up.
Now,
man.
I didn't get to see that because I rewatched the game and I fast forward through all the like
challenges.
the challenge. Well, not just the challenges, commercials and stuff. So I didn't get to see that.
So the Spurs broadcasting, Jacob Toby, I like a lot.
I like them both, dude.
And Sean Elliott does a fantastic job, and they had Matt Bonner there last night. It's no diss to them because I think that this crew, I know we had Schoening and all that back there, Bill Land and all that stuff.
Mike gets so mad.
I wanted new blood when it came to it all, but dude, quit talking about food, man. You know, is it cheesesteak or a steak with cheese? Who gives a crap?
Okay, I heard some of those comments through the game, and those were kind of funny.
They were talking about the Philly cheesesteaks and this and that.
I had something to say. Like, what about our former Spurs players like showing no respect to Wemby? What about all the bodying up they did? How did you feel about that? Like, for me, I mean, I think they played great defense on them, but they were getting really physical.
Yeah, and that's something that's gonna keep happening, man. It's not going away. It's here to stay. They're gonna play the Spurs that way. And the reason why is that they have a target on their back, right? Because they're the number 2 seed in the West. They're the hottest team in the NBA right now. Wemby's coming to town. What do you think they want to do? Every player out there wants to go ahead and posterize him, dunk on him, or they want to get a block on Wemby, or they just want to one-up the Spurs. And specifically, they want to one-up Wemby, right? They want to embarrass him out there.
Right.
But he's going to get used to that. And I think Mitch said something to the media that was very telling of what Victor Wembanyama's mentality is right now. You can see that he gets mad, right? But instead of just getting angry and putting his head down and fouling somebody like Cade Cunningham, he composes himself. And then he adjusts immediately. They push him on the ground. They knock him down. He gets back up and he says, okay, you're going to do that to me? And guess what? I'm going to go and block your shot without even having to jump.
Oh, that was amazing.
I like the comment that Max Kellerman made, formerly of ESPN and FS1. He now has a podcast where he was talking about how how it doesn't work on Wemby to bully him anymore.
Yeah.
And he says he said that back in the day, you know, earlier in the season or last year, you could bully Wemby and the Spurs couldn't do anything about it because the Spurs didn't have a number 2, a legit number 2. You know, because you look at like Luka Doncic doesn't have a number 2 because LeBron's 41 years old, right? Austin Reeves is always hurt. You know, Nikola Jokic doesn't have a number 2 because Murray's always hurt, or MPJ or whatever, right? There's always somebody hurt, right? But Kellerman said about the Spurs, what I found interesting is that he says they're full of 2s.
Yeah.
Like you ask, like if Wemby is Batman, who's the Robin? Well, he goes, you got De'Aaron Fox, you got Stephon Castle, you got Devin Vassell, you got Keldon Johnson, you got Harrison Barnes, you got so many different players, Dylan Harper, who could actually be the number 2 legitimately and be relied upon. Because
Mitch did that last night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dylan Harper.
He's your son now?
He's always been.
What happened with Castle?
You know, it's funny because like when Castle was playing for UConn, I was hyping up Castle on Locked On Spurs in December prior. They're like, oh, you just liked it because he had a run in March Madness. No, I was following him in December. And Sean, you know, I was talking about Dylan Harper for the longest time when he was playing with Rutgers, and everyone was like, they have a losing record. How do they have Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey have a losing record? I'm like, there's just something about this guy that screams NBA ready. He could be a top rookie in the NBA if the Spurs played him as many minutes as Conca Nipple's getting or Cooper Flagg's getting, but he's not needed. And the luxury that he has to play alongside a De'Aaron Fox, to play alongside players that have been around the league, It's no different than what we saw with Castle learning from Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And you know what? The idea that the Spurs need to go through this heartache, I think, is overplayed, because when you can play defense, and when you have a player who has a silver medal, and Victor Wembanyama, who's played in playoff games in France, you know, he is an all-star. When you have De'Aaron Fox, who's made runs, when you have Harrison Barnes, who has a chip, when you have Luke Cornett, who has a ring as well, there is already corporate experience within this team.
Yeah.
And it's not like Vassell and Keldon, who never played one playoff game in their entire lives in the NBA, but they've been around the block for 7 years. It's not like they're going to be nervous. So I don't think that it's the same, man. And
I'm keeping an eye on the stream.
audio. Yeah.
Mhm.
Want to make sure it's not glitching.
So it's just, you know, it's fascinating what this team is developing into. But Joe, I have to sincerely say from the bottom of my heart to quit being a hater. And if the Spurs win tonight and go undefeated for the full month
You're
of
gonna
February,
make me sign the apology form?
of somebody,
No.
the
Well, somebody
Spurs-
can send
absolutely
$50
not.
right now. You can
They can
sign
send $50. I'll sign the damn thing. Where's the Drew show?
Jay Chinesby reaches out in our chat, powered by PHX That says, Mike also wanted Sengun. Guy definitely knows how to pick out talent. I did want Sengun.
Who could the Spurs could have had?
Sengun could have had Jalen Williams.
But who did they get
I wanted
instead?
Jalen Duran that year.
Who did they get instead?
So back in the Sports Star days, when I was like, you know, the Spurs really should get Jalen Duran, they got Sochan.
Where's he at now?
All-star.
No, what's his name?
Oh,
Gone.
gone. Dude, and the Knicks fans are just
Oh, they
hate-
turning on him,
they
bro.
hate his
God,
ass.
man.
Jeremy Sohan. We talk about. I thought you were being completely insulting, Joe,
Why?
when you would say he's a future Shanghai Shark,
Yeah,
but now he is.
I
He's
told
gonna-
you,
he's
man.
gonna be joining Lonnie Walker on that Tel Aviv team in Israel.
That is
Oh,
$5,
God.
Joe. $5.
For what?
We said it yesterday. You bring up Sohan. That's $5.
That's
Right?
$5.
That's $5.
And that's Mike's favorite topic.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told you,
yeah.
man.
Oh, it's funny. He's like
What's his name, Mike? Say it with me.
his name is
His
gone.
name is Gone.
but
you
he's
bring him
also-
up all the time.
But he's a dead horse, man. I have to beat that dead horse, man.
We don't speak that name. No
What
more.
is it like? It's like you're with another girl, right? And you still talk about your ex.
Oh.
But I'm not enjoying the good times with I'm not reliving the good times.
You're with
because
your
there
new
were no
girl.
good times.
Hey, look at Hanover Fist over here.
It says, you see, $5 every time. $5 every time you mention his name. I'm gonna put a bucket there, and you're gonna put $5.
That sucker's gonna be full.
It's gonna be full by the end of the week, and then when it gets really full at the end of the month, we're gonna have to go ahead and have a happy hour
Yeah, we'll
somewhere
be
with
able
the
to
fellas.
Finance a whole new party.
Hey, he can buy us a case of Lone Star. We'll take it to Alex's house.
The guy with the colorful hair averaging 1 point per game
Oh, there you go.
with the Knicks in 4 games. But the Spurs are going to play the Knicks in a couple of games.
In a couple games, yeah.
So we're going to see that battle between. Can I say his name then?
Oh my! You say the very time you say his name, it's $5.
No, but if the Spurs are playing the Knicks next week or this weekend, which they are, it's next week, I believe. I should be able to say his name.
you can then, but right now there's no relevancy. You just like bringing him up.
So Chica bought me my birthday gift already. My birthday is March 13th.
Can you tell the people on the air what it is?
Yes.
I'm trying to keep you, without getting any in trouble with Chica, man.
Yeah. So no references to anything bad about me. Okay.
Nobody's saying
I'm a
nothing.
good boy. So here's the thing. Chica and I are going to Miami to go visit her daughter. Her daughter goes to is in medical residency over in Miami.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Chica was like, "What days do you want to go? We want to go. Let's go in March to go see her because we like to see her every few months or so." So I said, "Well, let's go to March after spring break, And she goes, "Pick a date." And I picked the dates, and I picked the dates to coincide with the fact that the Spurs are playing the Heat over there. So Chica bought me 14th row seats, center court.
Nice.
So we're gonna go as a family to the Spurs Heat game on March 23rd. So I already know what my Christmas gift is, my birthday gift is. And she also bought me another birthday gift the day before my birthday. Bill Burr's performing
Nice.
in Houston.
But where are you
Oh,
going to
that
be
guy is
sitting?
Funny.
I know you ain't going to be sitting with the peasants.
Oh, we got second row seats.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And we got
why? Just go make some money.
There we go. And we got an incoming super chat from Matt Lerma.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
So Matt saying Wemby won a championship in France with TP's team. Wemby, Barnes, Elote, Castle all have championship experience.
Yeah.
I like our chances this year.
No lies detected. Castle won a national championship game. All eyes on him. Even Carter Bryant was in the slam dunk competition. Literally all eyes on only him at that point.
Oh my God, Mike! Look at what they said. Chica bought you.
And
You can wear that over there in the beaches of Miami.
And by the way, today I weighed in. I keep
Oh,
a weight
God.
diary on my phone. It's an app, right?
Mhm.
It's on MyFitnessPal. Today I weighed in my lowest in 4 years.
Nice.
good for
My
you.
lowest in 4 years. So I've lost so far this year 12 and a half pounds.
Nice.
And since the highest I was, which was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I've lost 24 and a half pounds.
All in the panza.
Dude, it really has been, man. I just gotta lose the face now. That's with sweat and running.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that.
Hey, look,
man.
we're gonna go ahead and post, not post, but play some videos of what some of the media has been saying about the Spurs. And this is Max Kellerman, exactly what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
On the Ringer, and what he was saying about Wemby and Wembeyazo.
And in the
I'll play
East,
this.
eventually, how are the Spurs not the best team in basketball? How are we not all thinking they're the best team in basketball? Because they beat the Pistons on the road. They beat the Nuggets on the road. They've dominated OKC this year. When they play those kind of teams that they're likely to play in the West in the playoffs and in the East eventually meet, they're clearly, in the regular season, the better team. Then I look at who they have. When you say, who the Pistons don't have? A number 2 guy who can get you? I mean, the Spurs have nothing but second-best players who can get you 30 if you need it, who can do all types of things. They got a whole gang of guys like that. I'm not sure that Wemby isn't already the best player in the world. He's in the conversation. He's impossible.
I cannot understand how he got this skilled. And I'm gonna tell you something. His agents are great. Boona and Jeremy, they great guys. I remember Boona showing me a video of Wemby, and he was like, "Rich, look at this kid." He was like, he gave me the whole backstory. Great kid, his mom, his parents, and he was like, "This kid's gonna be the number 1 pick."
How are the
There you go.
I remember when Wemby was being touted as being a generational player, even though he had never played a game in the NBA. And I had friends, Joe, like right now you're saying conventional wisdom, right? Conventional wisdom says the Spurs need to go through heartache, right?
Yeah, they have to go through their trials and tribulations.
That's the conventional wisdom.
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine who's a journalist, sports journalist, who was kind of doing that as well about Wemby before he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, I don't know about this. He plays in France and this, that, and the other. And I showed him that one play. I don't know if you remember this game. It was a game that he played in France. It was a playoff game where he shot a fadeaway 3-pointer, missed it, and dunked the follow-up. So he shot it from 23 feet away,
Yeah.
fadeaway, collected himself, ran towards the basket, and when it rattled off the rim, he dunked it back in.
Nice.
I had never seen. Can we show video on my screen here?
It's only 2 steps for him, 20 for me.
I'm gonna see if I can find it, but I've never seen anything like that. And when you see when you see things like that, it makes you realize that he's a different player than anybody else that you've ever seen.
Yeah. And we do got a $4.99 super chat.
Oh yeah, I found the video, by the way. If you want to show it.
Yeah, hold on 1 second there. Let me go ahead and get to some of these super chats because they keep coming in and we keep talking.
Get out of here.
So
this one is from
yeah.
Jason Garcia. Jason says, Mike will ever go to another SAFC match and tailgate with the Necios.
I would love to if I'm in town.
Yeah, because they're having that home opener on next week on Saturday on the 7th. That's what he's getting at. So you already have it? You put it on your
It's
on your X?
Mm-hmm.
This is when people realize that, wait a minute, maybe he is something that we've never seen before. Had you ever seen this, Sean?
No. And I actually want to see the full clip of like where he turned it and started running towards it, because you see him falling back on that fadeaway.
And where's this at, Mike? You know what? If you're showing it on your screen, give me
Yeah.
a minute. I kind of forget the stuff that we have in the studio at times. We have a lot of little toys, so I forget I can show what you're seeing.
Yeah, this was the 3-point shot that he had in France, and I had never seen this before. And I showed this to that guy, and he was like, "That is unreal." He'll probably do that in the NBA at some point. But he is such a special player. And you might look at his stats and think to yourself, well, he doesn't dominate.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what he brings defensively is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, now there's not one person guarding him. He's being guarded by 3 people, 2 outright and 1 kind of tertiary on the side. So why is Vassell feasting? Why is Champagne feasting? Why is Castle? They feast because he's on the court.
No.
And all eyes are on him. The belief is from the opposing teams, take Wemby out of the game, we have a chance to win. And the Spurs are saying bullcrap to that because, as Max Kellerman pointed out, there's a bunch of 2s on this team. Fox, Castle, Vassell, Keldon, Harper, bunch of 2s on this team that can take over. And those guys can play lockdown defense as well, man. This might be, I've been a Spurs fan my entire life. And going back to the Hemisphere Arena days, this has been the most enjoyable experience watching the Spurs team in a long time because it's been 6 years since a winning season. Spurs got their 42nd win yesterday, guaranteeing a winning record for the first time since 2019. But I'm thinking back at the 2014. The 2014 was epic because the beautiful game.
Beautiful game, yeah.
I would say that this run right here has probably been my second most enjoyable run as a Spurs fan, just behind the beautiful game. And if the Spurs actually win the title, does it rival the beautiful game as far as enjoyment?
Yeah. Let's hear what Zach Lowe had to say. Because I was watching this yesterday, right? I got the notification his podcast came out. So let me go ahead and see what he's talking about. And I had screen recorded exactly what he was saying because I wanted to play it on the show. So let's hear what he had to say about the Spurs.
It's actually hard to find a team that made the finals with this little postseason experience. That said, I'm not that worried for a couple of reasons. But here are the teams that sort of like, if you're looking for analogs, teams that suddenly popped into the finals and were not like microwave free agency teams. So I'm not counting the 2008 Celtics, the Ray Allen KG team, the first LeBron Heat team, and the first LeBron Cavs team. Those are sort of the microwave veterans, like all these guys have been here before, super team kind of things. The closest analogs are the 2020 Heat, who had guys who had made the playoffs before with the Heat, like young Bam, Goran Dragic, but like with a previous iteration of the Heat, and then we're bad, and then suddenly we're in the bubble finals. That was Jimmy Butler's first year with the Heat. The closest one is probably the 2021 Suns, who lost in the finals to the Bucks, who went from like nothing to 8-0 in the bubble, but didn't make the playoffs to, oh my God, they're in the finals. That was Chris Paul's first year with the Suns. You can go all the way back to the 2002 and 2003 Nets, who went from 26 wins to back-to-back finals. That's the Jason Kidd trade. So every time we're introducing a major superstar level player into these teams.
So,
I understand what he's trying to say. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, where you don't necessarily need experience is what he's trying to get at.
Right.
You just have these teams that are just surging at the right time. Everything's clicking, and they're able to go far and go into the finals.
And knock on wood again, it's all about health.
Yeah,
It's
that
all
is
about
true.
health because I'm
That
looking
is
at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's stats. He got hurt February 3rd, has missed the last 9 games.
So with that being said, Joe, are they getting past the first round?
If healthy, I would give them a good chance. But again, like I was telling Mike Mitchell Jr. too, when you get into that postseason, it doesn't matter what your regular season record was.
Mm-hmm.
The series doesn't start until somebody wins on the opposing team's home court, right?
Which right now the Spurs are doing.
Yeah, well, the Spurs are able to win on the road. That's a very good trait to have, especially when you're going to go into the postseason. You go in somebody else's arena and you got to ink out a win there.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 games at home, 2 games on the road, and then you have that fifth game, and it's always whoever wins the game 5 is going to win the series and whatnot. But you also got to take care of your home court, and that's the thing that I fear that the Spurs might not do because they're a little bit more inexperienced, and it might get them in trouble. But overall, I think they're going to do enough to win. They might have a split, right? Because they underestimate a team that might come in there and sneak one away, right? Either that first game or the second game. But you just got to play really hard-nosed defense, and you can't get sucked in to trying to change your style of play to suit somebody else. Like what they did against the Pistons, for example, on the road. I was very proud of them because they didn't get sucked in to necessarily having to change their style of play to suit the Pistons, right? Because the Pistons are a very physical team. Same thing with the Raptors. You don't necessarily have to get sucked in. Just stick to what's working for you, and you're going to find ways to win. And that's what's happened with the Spurs over the last 2 games that have been very physical, both against the Pistons and the Raptors. They found ways to get stops, found ways to win.
Now, Nafazuna reaches out to us in our chat, powered by PF Chang's Lakatheta. Says, Joe, no 7 seed is going to beat us. Well, what about an 8 seed?
That's happened in the past with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, happened a long time ago. It happened to the Spurs a while. Oh, it happened to the Denver Nuggets, to the Seattle Supersonics back in the day when Dikembe Mutombo celebrated underneath the basket. It's a very iconic shot. But they also had injuries. And the Spurs, when the Spurs lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, the Grizzlies were the second or third best team in the NBA that year. They just had so many injuries, and they got healthy at the last minute, and the Spurs ran into arguably the second or third best team in the Western Conference in the first round. So I'll give them that grace when it comes to it all.
Hey, we had some words too from Dylan Harper that I wanted to get at.
Real fast though. But Denver Nuggets play the Thunder tomorrow.
And you know what? The Oklahoma City Thunder, didn't they lose yesterday?
They lost yesterday to the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
And no SGA. Weird thing about SGA, his injury was supposed to be 2 weeks. It's been 4. There's something there that's amiss.
There might be.
He's gonna miss the game tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets, one of the best teams in the West. Without SGA, what ends up happening, the Spurs could tie Oklahoma City on the loss column. Yeah. And again, right now there's a 2-game lead because the Spurs are 1 game behind on the loss column, 3 games behind on the win column. But the Spurs have the tiebreaker.
Yep, against OKC.
They have the tiebreaker. And right now, if SGA is not going to come back for another week or so, and they lose 2 or 3 more games, Spurs are in the driver's seat for that 1 seed.
They could go ahead and sneak in.
They have the tiebreaker. We beat them 4-1.
But again, what did I tell you too? It comes down to what Mitch Johnson's going to wind up doing with these players. I think he should just let them play out the rest of the season.
He's not going to load manage them because
I hope he doesn't.
Wemby needs the games, and this is not only for home court advantage with the Thunder for the Western Conference, but it's also against Detroit and Boston in the Eastern Conference.
If they go to the finals.
If they go to the finals. So you have to play it out. Look at the schedule that you have for Oklahoma City.
Spurs actually have the Detroit on the 5th too. Here.
Yeah, over here. Detroit has, the Oklahoma City Thunder has a home game against Denver. Denver is a really good team, possibly without SGA. But then they have to go on the road, play the Mavericks, the Bulls, the Knicks. The end of the season, though, for the Thunder, they play the Pistons, the Knicks, the Lakers, the Lakers again, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Suns to finish the season. All of them jockeying for position in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We have no reason to lose. Try to either avoid the play-in tournament or move up into the top 6 spot. Spurs are going to win the 1 seed. I mean, it's lining up that way. That's insane.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. That's what I was saying about their tough schedule coming up.
That's insane.
Joy Condrift King is saying the New England Spurs. Yeah, OKC does have a much harder schedule than the San Antonio Spurs do. I just want to see the team just be healthy. Whatever Mitch decides to do is probably going to be in the best interest of the team. But if they catch OKC and they get that number 1 seed, that'd be huge for them.
Wemby jumped up from 22-1 odds to 18-1 odds overnight to win the MVP.
So are you going to chant
4th best odds right now? SGA and Nikola Jokic are 1 and 2. Neither one of them are on pace to get 65 games played. Cade Cunningham is, but if it comes down to Joe Wemby or Cade Cunningham, I think the voters are going to go for Wemby. I don't care what the Vegas odds are. Luka Doncic is also the 6th best odds, and guess what? He's also not on pace for 65. Wemby's right on the line right now. He can miss 4 games or up to 4 games.
So you're
he's
gonna do
out.
the chant in the arena, MVP?
Well, isn't that a weird way to win the MVP? Where the ones that Vegas thought had better odds just don't qualify.
Yeah. You're gonna pick your shirt up with the jackal tattooed on your belly,
Yes,
and say MVP.
the best ability is what? Availability.
There goes Alex Noriega with some stats.
There we go. What do we have, Alex?
Yeah, Alex says the Spurs have only gone undefeated in 2 months in their regular season history, March of 96 and March of 14. Let's get that big win tonight for a perfect February. Go Spurs. Very, very nice. I like it.
Yeah,
let's
go ahead and play the little clip that I had here. And this was by Spurs Nation, of course, through Express News. I believe one of their writers was talking with Dylan Harper, should I say, after the game. And he was getting his insight on what he thinks of the Spurs 10-game win streak.
Playing tomorrow, keeping it up.
It feels great. I think my first, this is the most I've won in a long time. So, I mean, just having this 10-game winning streak and just building off of that and not taking teams for granted, I think is a big thing for us. But it's obviously a blessing. I mean, we just trying to keep it going.
There you go. Keep it going.
Just
keep it going.
Don't change anything, man. Just keep it going.
Look at Greg. He says, Area 10-0, the life we chose. That's a good one, Greg. Oh, let's play the super chat.
Here comes the money.
We got a super chat from Fake Killer. He says, Spurs #1 seed, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. What is he saying? FMVP.
Finals MVP.
Finals MVP. Okay.
Most improved player.
Most improved.
Most size
joins
form.
I'll still be like, absolutely not.
Was he the clutch player of the year? I don't understand.
You know what's going to happen? Sean's going to go and we're going to be partying one day. We'll be at Sean's house. They're going to get me drunk, and then they're just going to get the form and forge my signature on there.
So, I go, or Ish will go. There you go. So Spurs schedule is brutal.
We'll have you do that for the, what do you call it? The Necios, or not, we're the Necios. The guys in the stands. What are they called again?
Jackals.
The Jackals.
No.
I'll be signing the Jackal form over at Alex's house when you're drunk.
No, mom. That's right. For what? Spurs Nacho and all them? No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good.
right. That's
No, I'm
right.
good.
Show your
All
belly.
right, so look at the Spurs gauntlet. They have a 2-week gauntlet here going on. The Spurs have on the road, so they have an easy game tonight against Brooklyn. They should get that game, right? Then they get to hang out in New York, play with Sochan because he's in that area. The Spurs play the Knicks on the 1st. Then they go to Philly. They come back to San Antonio for a 5-game homestand. Detroit, Clippers, Rockets, Celtics, Nuggets, Hornets. That's 6 games in a row at home. Are they good teams? Well, most of them are. But guess what? They're home. They should win home games. The Spurs are one of the best home teams in the NBA. Then the Spurs go on the road to take on the Clippers, the Kings, and then they come back home, and then they got that game on the 23rd that I'll be at, which is a game on the Peacock on March 23rd. So, yeah, they do have some tough games, but those tough games happen to be at the Frost.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You're going to be on the Peacock. It always reminds me of their slogan that they need to have. You're watching the cock.
I'll be at the Detroit game. I'll be there on the 5th.
Detroit basketball.
Where are you going to be sitting?
I didn't buy the tickets, so I don't know yet.
No.
I'll find out.
Because I'm trying to go to a game, right? I got to talk with Mike
I'll be with the
about this.
Jackals.
I got to talk with Mike about this, too. Because we're all trying to go ahead and go to a game, right? For my birthday, Mike's birthday. So we're trying to do something here together on a weekend. And there's a game coming up here that fits the bill. Checks all the boxes. Weekend game. Maybe the ticket prices be all right. But if I sit with everybody, that entails me having to sit in the nosebleeds.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to be in that second level up there with the peasants, bro.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too steep. It's too steep for me.
I mean, if we're not in the what does Mike say? If we're not in the first 5 rows,
First
he ain't
3
going.
rows, man.
He ain't going.
Fourth 4.
I ain't going.
Yeah, if the banner is I level the banners on the rafters, no, man. Alex says we'll give Joe several picklebacks, and then he'll sign the apology form.
Oh God, dude.
Drunkenly. Hey, let's give some love to Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio, because again, we're gonna have our party celebrating the 500th episode of the Area 210 podcast, which by the way was back in January, but because of the ice storm, we had to delay this to February 28th. Get a babysitter. It's going to be a lot of fun. this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. Hard Rock Cafe, 111 West Crockett Street. You know where that's at, man. It's a Hard Rock, baby. It's Hard Rock. Riverwalk. It's on the Riverwalk. We're gonna have a fun time over there. We'll probably party there for a while, then make our way to another place. I'm thinking maybe Be Kind Rewind.
See what I mean? Already trying to leave.
Just saying.
Already trying to leave.
Just saying. You know, because you gotta have back to back. You know, hang out there for 3 or 4 hours.
Back to back.
Because after the party, it's the hotel
The party
lobby.
for 4 hours, not 3.
It's sponsored by P.F. Chang's La Contender. Again, our party's at Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio. But let's show some love to our friends over at the Hard Rock Cafe. And again, fine. I give up. Wear your Spurs gear because I probably will too.
No undershirt, right?
No, undershirt's mandatory.
No undershirt.
What if you shave your pits?
Oh God. No undershirt, and make sure you put a lot of deodorant so all that hair gets all caked on there. It's all white just to piss you off, Mike.
Mike Mitchell Jr. say that he did it, but he was playing ball. It's like, well, you're playing ball. That's fine. But not in regular, not going to
after a certain age,
not going to Flicks or Santikos or going to the mall.
Oh
no,
my God,
man.
dude.
Ghetto.
The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's right. Again, the party is going to be this weekend over at the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. I will be downtown at the San Antonio Spring Show, that's formerly known as the Lawn and Garden Show. I am sponsoring that event, so I'll be setting up shop over there, talking to people about retirement planning, talking to people about life insurance and long-term care and disability. If you want to be a client of mine or have any questions about investments, maybe you have an old 401k, maybe you just retired, have a pension, you have some questions about it, give me a call, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I will be at the 30-yard line. So if you're downtown for that, it's $10 to get in. It's a great show. They have everything from like RVs to swimming pools to decks to patios and all of that stuff. You can learn more about the outdoorsy stuff. I'm just alternative entertainment out there, if you will. So again, the San Antonio Spring Show, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at the Alamo Dome. Come hang out with me and Chica. We'll be out there. And then Saturday night, we're going to make our way from the Alamo Dome over to Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. We'll be there by 6:30 or so. So very, very nice. Hey, Joe, I've been excited about the story involving the Dallas Cowboys and Brendan Aubrey. Have you been following that?
I've been following it. You think here's the thing, man. You're not going to find a kicker like Brandon Aubrey, right? As talented as Brandon Aubrey.
Now, he's not the best kicker in the NFL.
Mike.
He's the third, maybe.
Mike. He's a very good kicker.
He's excellent.
Kickers are hard to come by.
I know, but Cowboy fans think that there's not a rival to him. There is.
There's other kickers in the NFL, right, that are just as good and have kicked longer field goals than Aubrey, right? But Aubrey's a very good kicker. I think they should just pay the man. Just pay him. Well,
reportedly, they offered him a contract to make him the highest paid kicker out there. The highest paid kicker is Harrison Butker at $6.4 million. Butker plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. The offer was apparently north of $7 million, like $7.5 million. And apparently his camp said no. And there's some back and forth. Brandon Aubrey calling it fake news. These reports coming out here saying
his wife said that.
Saying that it was fake.
Yeah.
That the request has actually been 10. Now, maybe that's not him saying that. That could be his agent.
Yeah, exactly.
But trying to reset the market for field goal kickers. And what's funny about it is that there have been signs that have shown that once you pay a kicker a lot of money, they suck afterwards.
Oh, God.
They don't perform as well for one reason or another. He is a top 3 kicker in the NFL by far.
How many years do you think they should have his contract for?
2.
At 10 mil.
2. No, at 10, they shouldn't give him 10.
If they give him 10 mil, how many years?
2.
But then you're going to have to go ahead and re-up and either pay him more, or what are you going to do at that point?
Dude,
if the asking price comes
franchise tag is asked for 5.
The Dallas Cowboys scored 471 points last season. Brandon Aubrey had 155 of those. That is more than a quarter.
That boy's money, Mike. Pay the man.
So let me see this. Okay, you're gonna pay Dak Prescott 60. Gonna pay 34 million to CeeDee Lamb, 30 to Pickens, 8 to Javonte, and 10 to Brandon Aubrey. That's 130 million.
Well, okay,
for 5 players.
Okay, so then
that don't play defense.
So then you don't, right? And it gets later on, and somebody offers, like Joe said, somebody offers him more than 10 million. Now you're upping that because at that point you realize you really do want him. So then you overpay even more. And I think that's what the Cowboys done in the past. They overpay because they wait.
They wait too long.
They wait too long.
What Pete Aguilar says right there, Joe, he says 10 is way too much for a kicker. That's how much you pay a defensive player,
Yeah.
which is true.
Look at Joy-Con Drift King. That boy good. He is. Pay the man.
I mean, coming to America, I know that line.
What is
great.
that going to be for Jerry, dude? What is it going to be for
It's
Jerry?
It's not whether Jerry can afford it or not. It's whether or not it fits within the cap.
Oh, I know that.
And can they give money to other players on the defense side of the ball if they're doing that? Because I'm sorry.
There's only
I
so
will
much
say
to
I
go
will say
around.
this with 100% certainty with my chest out. There ain't no kicker worth $10 million in the NFL.
Mike says that, and lo and behold, somebody's going to sign a kicker to 10 mil.
What did we say yesterday? There's always going to be the first, right? Somebody's got to go
Gonna break
first
that,
on this,
yeah.
right?
And you know what?
So why don't the
the
Cowboys put it in a clause, like sit there and say, hey, we'll pay you this much, and it can increase
know
every
what?
year up to a certain point as long as you're still
What
performing.
if they pay him 6
But
mil,
they can't.
right?
They can't do it by performance though. They can do incentives.
Yes,
Okay, there you
incentives.
go,
That's what I'm
incentives, yeah.
saying. So they pay him 10 mil, right? And they say, look, you're guaranteed to get paid an X amount of money,
Well,
6
start
mil,
at 8, start at
6
8.
mil, right?
Okay.
But you have to have incentives to get the other bonus of $4 million. That's a good compromise.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
They go ahead and say, we're going to guarantee that we're going to pay you 6 mil a year. We'll give you the other 4 as incentives.
No, he don't want to take it. Don't want to take it, man. Because what if he pulls up a hamstring?
But I
It's
thought
just-
I thought you just said that nobody's worth 10 million. You're saying that if he doesn't take that, then you think he is worth 10 million because someone's willing to pay it.
No, so, dude, someone's willing to pay something that has nothing to do with what they're worth. It has everything to do with the perceived
What value
value
said
of what
person?
one person says. If you walk into a house with 10 different people, 10 different people will value it differently. And it's like that with kickers, but it's like you're saying the first to do something. The Cowboys were the first to pay a quarterback $60 million. And there ain't no quarterback in the NFL worth $60 million.
Because they waited too long.
Oh, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Dak played them well.
Yeah, look, apparently Hanover Fist is so knowledgeable. He always has to try to call us out at every damn show that we have. He says, these dudes don't know what the flip the switch is in the NFL contracts. Well, you're so knowledgeable. Start your own podcast.
Well,
Make more money.
That's taking it from. I'm assuming he's talking about taking it from a salary and then
I know.
repurposing it as a bonus.
I just like giving him a hard time.
I understand, but it's one of those things where even that becomes dicey. Why can't the Cowboys move away from Dak Prescott? Because of the dead cap hit. And why is there a dead cap hit larger than what he makes on an annual basis or larger than what he has on his contract?
Yeah.
It's because they do that whole bait and switch where they're like, okay, we're going to have it as a contract. Oh, now we're going to do it as a bonus. And people think that that's how the game just ends at that point. But when you convert it to a bonus, the cap hit is still there. And when you delay and you extend people's money out, you restructure contracts, all you're doing is making that balloon payment even bigger down the road. Even bigger.
And look at Greg was saying. He says Lamb wasn't the best, but he reset the market.
Yeah, at some point, someone's gonna have to buck the trend and do the whole is a reset the market the right thing to do. The Cowboys getting Javonte Williams to sign a new deal to rejoin the team.
And what did they do with Pickens? They franchise tagged his ass. We all saw it coming.
Yeah,
we knew it was going to happen.
They can still give him a long-term contract, but the last time they did that to a wide receiver, I believe was that T.O.? No. It was Dez that they did that to.
Boy, they Dez
Bryant. Was it a catch?
It was a catch. You know what? Just like against the Saints, was that a foul?
Oh my God.
Mike, I bet you were so pissed off.
Oh my God, dude. That was the most obvious pass interference of all time. And it's like I don't even want to get into it, man.
You know what? Every time he
Point-
brings
point-
up a catch, I said, "Was that pass interference?" You tell him, Sean.
Yeah,
Tell him, Sean.
Between that, the worst plays in my lifetime were that play, the Ray Allen 3-pointer, and the .4. Those are the three as a sports fan where I was like, oh, and the Texas Rangers losing it to the Cardinals back in, like, was it 2012? Those are the hardest things that I've ever had to go through as a sports fan. I'm just glad the Olympics are over, man.
You know what was funny to me, man? I just showed Sean this the other day. Mike, what did he tell us? Nobody watches the Olympics. I promise you. You're the only one, Joe.
Show 'em
You
the
and
numbers.
Sean.
Show them the numbers.
Bro, this was the most watched Olympics thus far. Their ratings increased by 96%, Mike.
Oh, my God.
There was 23.8 million viewers at its peak, right? It averaged 16.8 million.
All the watch people play shuffleboard.
No.
So you're telling me you didn't watch any of the Olympics?
Did not watch one.
No hockey.
No hockey.
No curling.
No curling.
No curling.
You know what he was
Not
saying?
even your favorite event?
I saw Lindsey Vaughn break her leg.
Oh, because you probably watched a
my
clip of it.
God.
It was just a clip. I didn't turn on the Olympics.
That's horrible.
One moment.
That's
Joe, go into some interesting topical conversation pieces. If you want to show my screen real fast.
Sure.
My SA just posted this story yesterday. San Antonio stumbles as #1 laziest city in Texas, a report shows. Wallet Hub, which talks about how productive people are and whatnot, says that San Antonio is the laziest city in the entire state.
Why?
Now, as far as the top hardest working cities in the U.S., Austin is considered one of the top ones in the top 10.
But what is this study based on?
It's based on productivity. It's based on a whole lot of things. So it goes on to say that how many hours do they work? What kind of work do they do? What is the work ethic they have? Upward mobility, the employment rate, and things like that go into the whole findings. In the top 25, several Texas cities made it. Irving, Texas was #5. #7, Dallas. #13, Fort Worth. 15, Arlington. 17, Plano. 24, Garland. So basically DFW. Corpus Christi was ranked 14. So I mean, that's a small town.
San Antonio.
Laredo 22.
Yeah,
the hardest working cities in the U.S. Top 5, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Anchorage, Alaska. Washington, D.C. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And Irving, Texas.
What the hell are you doing in Cheyenne? What's out there?
A George Strait song.
I mean, what are you doing? I mean, San Antonio, there's a lot of hardworking people here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're making the most money. Probably not. But what happens here in San Antonio specifically is a lot of the people here are overworked and underpaid, you know? So they're talking about productivity. You got to pay the people what they're worth. And a lot of these companies don't do that because they want to have their CEOs, CFOs, and all these guys get their 6-figure bonuses, right? And be damned if they want to go ahead and pay the little man, you know? But I think if they would pay people more, you know, they would get more production out of them.
Hanover Fist says, sucks to admit it, I don't hire an SA. My staff is in Austin. It says San Antonio dropped 14 spots in the rankings. So they apparently had over 100 cities, I think 116 cities that they checked out. San Antonio dropped from 47 to 61 in the rankings. And again, it's just talking about productivity, how many hours do they work, unemployment, upward mobility within their jobs, things like that. San Antonio is fallen behind the DFW area, fallen behind the area. The other major cities in Texas that were not in the top 25 include Houston at 37, El Paso at 43, and even Lubbock was number 46. Lubbock made the top 50. San Antonio did not. San Antonio's Laredo with the Spurs, Joe.
Laredo, God.
Go back to Connor.
Look at our friend. Look at our friend, my friend here. She says, because Ice took the hard workers. Oh, God. She is funny, man.
We have to show some love to our good friends over at PF Chang's La Contender. Again, this is Sean. You know Sean. He's one of the big wigs over there. Go visit him over there and say, hey, 210 brought you. The Area 210 podcast brought you over here.
Yeah, let me dip out so I can go to work over there right now.
All right,
All
very
right.
nice. And if they come dressed with nice nails that say Area 210 that say do they get a discount?
50% off.
Nice.
Nice.
I like it. We have a let's do our PF Chang's promo and address the super chat.
Yep. PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Nice, as we mentioned, go see Sean. You might get a discount. Not guaranteed, but you might.
Una
It's a
descuenta.
really good chance. There's a really good chance. Again, there are 2 locations here in San Antonio, but we are sponsored by the one over at
La
La
Cantera.
Cantera, the one by the Nordstroms.
Yeah, man. And also make sure you go and try the signature cocktail collection, which is really good. $8.99 signature cocktails. And like we always tell you, man, my favorite, and I know Chica's favorite has been the lychee, right? I've also tried the lemon drop, the Mai Tai, their version of the mule, and the Long Island. All have been great, by the way. But my personal favorite has been the Japanese old fashioned.
I can't do the Long Island, man.
Why not? Does it get you right here?
It gets me, man. That used to be my go-to drink, Joe's Volcano back in the day.
That's a lot of sugar, Mike.
A lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar.
Someone was telling me about that, and I'm 48 years old, and I should know better. But the sugary drinks kick my ass, man.
Maybe.
Oh, so I was in Charlotte
No.
for a work conference over there, right? And one of the companies that I represent, Lincoln Financial, invites me every February over there, and they usually have open bar. And but the open bar is typically wine and beer, and I don't want to say low level alcohol, but it's kind of like the Svedka vodka, maybe Grey Goose. It's going to be like a Crown, which is fine, but it's not like top shelf, right? It's just decent to good. Well, I owed my boss because my boss had bought me some alcohol. He bought me some Macallan 18, which is
it's your favorite.
It's 15 is my favorite, but 18 is even more expensive.
Yeah, because of the age, how old it is. Yeah.
$650 bottle, right?
Yeah.
So each shot is like $95. So we go out drinking on this work event, and I'm thinking to myself, I owe him a drink, and I asked him what he wanted. He goes, I'll take a Macallan. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'll order a Macallan. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm spending a lot of money here, but he bought for me yesterday, so no big deal. I'll just go make more money.
Yeah.
Well, they said, well, we only have Macallan 12. And I thought to myself, okay, well, he's less expensive. That might not be 95 a shot. That might be 65 a shot. And then I had other people within the company coming in ordering, and I'm like, I guess I got you guys. And in my head, I'm totaling it up like, crap, it's going to be like a $200 drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
A $200 round. And I'm pulling out my credit card. And as I was about to pay, corporate card came out, and they said, no, we got this, baby. You're on the house today. Woo, baby. I felt like the blood started flowing back to my
now
face.
it's all coming together. You're like, you go home to Chica, and you're like, you know what, baby, go get your nails done. Go ahead and spend the $200 on the nails. And we got an incoming super chat from the Drew Show.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Drew.
Says Mike's viewing habits and movie habits are so strange. You think he's like Jehovah's Witness.
You know what?
Yeah, I go knock on doors.
Oh my God!
Thank you for the super chat,
Hey, look,
brother.
Hanover Fist was asking, "What is the PF and PF Chang's mind?"
It's the initials of the person who worked it.
Yeah, there was 2 people that are involved in it.
Well, it used to be a mother, and then it was the son that took over.
No.
The interesting thing about PF Chang's, I saw a documentary about PF Chang's a long time ago, and it was talking about how PF Chang's was the first. You know what? I'm thinking about a different company. Sorry,
I was gonna say not by a single mother.
Yeah,
that's a different. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a totally different company.
That's a different company.
But you know what?
I'll bring that back.
Everybody, we want to thank you for the super chats, because with your donations, we buying better equipment. So, like these cables here, because I was doing the math, man, on some of these Ethernet cables that I have here, because we don't use Wi-Fi. We use a hardwired connection here in the studio. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm supposed to replace these cables every 5 to 10 years, right? Because they degrade. And I was like, you know what? I think I've hung on to some of these cables for too long already. So I had to order brand new Cat 8 cables for the whole studio. I started laying some of the cables down yesterday. I connected them here so we could do the live stream, but I got to put them over there with my work desk and all that, and around the house upstairs where the network's at. So hopefully that'll improve the quality of the stream. But again, investing back
again. We're not buying. We're not paying our CPS bill.
Yeah,
we're not paying our maybe the internet bill, but we're not paying the CPS bill. PF Chang's was founded back in 1993 by Paul Fleming and Philip Chang.
Yeah.
So PF is Paul Fleming.
Yeah.
Or it's their initials.
Yeah, it's their initials from the
PF,
founders.
But they dropped the I in Chang, so they just made it Chang, Chang, kind of like that one tennis player back in the day, Michael Chang.
Yeah, no, that's actually Hanover Fist. That's what they were telling us too. When Sean was talking to me about, I asked him, I said, hey man, what is a PF and PF Chang's? And he said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the initials of the owners.
Very cool, man. Does PF work there? I don't know, man.
No.
You like to say that he's in the back cooking.
No, but I've seen Mr. Chang. He comes out and gives the food to us on occasion because he wants to say hi.
Nice.
Really nice guy, man. Really nice. I wanted to go ahead and put this graphic on screen because I wanted to go ahead and end the show with talking about San Antonio Spurs basketball. But look at this, just to kind of put everything into.
This was the starting five the last time the Spurs won their 10th game in a row, Mike.
Yeah, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker, Danny Green, and LaMarcus Aldridge. God, I love LaMarcus as he came back in the day. He was bored as F, but man, that guy had that old school YMCA old man game. Yeah. He was doing the old man game when he was 28 years old, too. LaMarcus Aldridge, the borderline Hall of Famer. I love him, though, man.
Hall of very good.
He went to the Spurs game when they were in Austin, right? So
yeah.
I don't think he's Hall of very good. I think he's Hall of Fame. Yeah, like 7, 8 All-Star bids.
And he was the biggest signing that the Spurs had as far as free agency goes at the
They
time.
followed him to Los Angeles. They went into a restaurant with him. I remember it was like TMZ.
Yeah.
It was like literally what TMZ Sports going. Pops having dinner with LaMarcus Aldridge and all that stuff. That was cool.
They went out and wined him and dined him, and signed him.
Wined him, dined him, and signed him. I like that, dude. I like it. So talk to me about the trap game tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. Do you like? Okay,
I'm a 99% certain the Spurs are going to win that game because I know there's that 1% chance the Spurs lost to was it the Jazz earlier this year,
and they lost to the Blazers.
The Blazers are a play-in team though.
They've lost to some lesser teams, right? They've lost to didn't they lose to the Pelicans or they almost lost to them?
They did lose to the Pelicans.
Lose to the Pelicans. So they've lost to some of their teams that they should have beaten. And they know that. You know, they squandered a 19-point league against the Houston Rockets infamously here. So I don't know, man. It's like if you're playing against these lesser teams, you can't get complacent, you can't get lazy, you can't get sloppy. You just want to go ahead and improve on what you're doing already. And even if the competition is less than what, makes up the talent of your squad, you should still go out there and dominate them. You want to go ahead and put them away easy. And you want to put them away early, right?
Right.
So right out the gate, if they can go up and just put them 30 points, start beating this team by 30 points right out the gate, they can sit their starters. They can give some of the other, players on the second, third string some run and let them get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily have to load manage. Just take care of business early. And that way you don't have to have your starters play as many minutes. And not only that, Mike, but as you get closer and closer and closer to the postseason, having your starters sit and get some much needed rest, that's amazing if you can do that, because if they're not on the court, they can't get injured.
I wonder what the pressure they have is for now having this big streak.
I don't know.
Because at some point, there's got to be some sort of pressure when it comes to it all. What I don't want the team to get is cocky, because when the Spurs were getting good in December, remember they kind of hit the wall a little bit. All the players didn't hit the wall. The Spurs started losing a few games. And I told you what, Joe, I said they got arrogant.
Yeah.
They have to avoid doing that again.
Yeah, no, they're saying that we lost it. No, it's something that's going on with the USB and the power for the said ports. What I'm going to have to do over the weekend is actually go in there and do some cleanup on the computer and pull out the USB extension that I have there and take that out and use something totally different And that way we don't start losing mic. You don't lose the audio. Everything stays really nice.
Can't believe you blame the iPhone for the frog noise.
The frog noise is always with the iPhone. That's the common denominator that we have here. When Rick uses his iPhone and he used his really expensive Apple headphones, right? The wireless ones. We had that burp, and that was because he was using Wi-Fi with his iPad. He updated his iOS. I told him to unplug his router, plug it back in, and whatever latency was going on, fixed it. It's a latency issue that's tied in with the Apple phones, and I think that's what was happening to you when you were at the airport. They're using Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is fine just for browsing, but when you're doing live streaming, that latency causes issues with audio, and that's what was happening with you.
Tonight, Stock Show and Rodeo at the Frost Bank Center. You've got Sheryl Crow performing, who recently was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Joe, what are your thoughts on Sheryl Crow? You a fan?
I mean, she had some good songs, dude. She can sing.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Tuesday Night Music Club was a fantastic album. You know, she was a teacher at some point, and then I believe she was Michael Jackson's backup singer.
Oh, wow.
You know,
and she infamously dated, was it Lance Armstrong?
Oh, that's right.
Right. The cheater.
That's right. You know, I had a friend, my friend Mike, back in high school and college when she was out. I think it was college when she was out.
Yeah.
He was in love with her. He was in love with Sheryl. She had an interesting look. There's not a lot. I don't know how to describe it because she's not pretty, but she's not ugly.
Yeah.
She's just interesting. It's a fascinating look that she has, even to this day. I saw a thing the other day of Lisa Loeb performing on TikTok.
Yeah.
How's Lisa Loeb looking the exact same,
Right, dude. I don't
as she
know.
did back in '96?
I don't know. She still look good, dude.
She looks the same.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same when she's
with the
saying-
glasses and all. When she's saying "stay," looks the same.
What did that song come out in?
It came out in was it the movie Singles?
Yeah, they played the heck out of that song. I think it came out in Reality Bites. Remember that movie with Winona Ryder and
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke back in the day?
Yeah, so it was part of the. Let me see. It was part of the movie Reality Bites. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was an old school movie, dude.
Yeah, the song went #1 on the Billboard charts. She had no record deal and no record.
She made money though, man.
Ethan Hawke, who was the star of Reality Bites, one of the stars of Reality Bites,
Yeah.
was the one who discovered her because they were friends. They were like neighbors.
Yeah, wow.
He was the one who directed her video stay,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I like that video. It was like a one shot type of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man. It's a good song. It's a good song. It holds up.
Karaoke? Is it karaoke worthy?
Well, not for a boy, not for a man like me.
What did you say, Mike? You hate when men sing women's songs like Rihanna's Diamonds in the Sky. If some guy sang it, you'd be
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, this ain't it.
No, dude. Yeah, I've seen that before. You know, one of my favorite moments was a friend of mine asked me to karaoke with him one time, and I was drunk. We were out of town, and I was like, okay, whatever. And he's like, hey, we're doing a duet.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, what song is a duet? But I'll sing it anyway. And he put up "Easy Lover" by Phil Collins and Philip Bailey.
Easy Lover.
And I asked, I was like, am I the white guy or the black guy on the song? Which one am I?
God.
And he goes, do the Philip Bailey part. I'm like, all right, cool. So
Jeez.
she's an easy lover. Stewie Griffin singing that song on Family Guy.
Jesus, man. And what do you think, Mike? I got to get your opinion here. Yes or no? You tell me what you really believe. Spurs this year, you pick them now to go to the NBA Finals?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I don't think that anybody can say with certainty that. I just think that the odds of them doing it are getting better by the day. And it's not so much that you can have the best record in the league, be the 1 seed and not make it. We've seen it before. But you need to be a top 2 or 3 seed to make it happen.
No.
And you need to have a top 10 defense, a top 10 offense, because you can't roll out there with no defense. You can't roll out there with a great offense, but can't stop anybody. At the same time, you can't have a great defense and not make a bucket.
Yeah.
I think that if the 3-point shooting stays north of 35%, not 40, 40 is amazing, north of 35% on a game in, game out basis, the Spurs are going to win more games than they lose because that defense is so suffocating.
They got a good defense. You know, what do we say? Defense wins championships, right?
Yeah.
Same goes for football. You know, defense wins championships. And right now, the Spurs in the beginning of the season, we were harping on them. Why? Because they were soft, right? They weren't playing and getting in the, let's say, they weren't as physical.
Yeah.
The physicality, like Coach Pop used to say, wasn't there, right? They were kind of soft. And even Mitch Johnson called the team out several times with the media saying that they were kind of playing soft a little bit. Now they formed an identity, right? Now they're out there and they're playing really hard-nosed defense. They're getting physical. They're playing great out there. You have all these guards for the San Antonio Spurs that can go off at any time.
Right.
It's not just Wemby anymore. You're seeing a lot of growth out of this young team. They're starting to gel at the right time. And they're doing this, on the road, the rodeo road trip. And that's been the testament, right? That they gauge the team by. How well they do on the rodeo road
and
trip.
usually they come together on the rodeo road
Yeah.
trip, but it's usually done because of veterans that are playing a lot.
Exactly.
And this time it's because of young players. We've never seen a team like this.
No, I don't think we have. I think this is the most athletic and gifted young team that we've ever seen.
It's interesting that you look at the Spurs history. The Spurs history is what? Being called a boring ass team.
Yeah.
And I get it, Joe. If we were not Spurs fans, we wouldn't have liked the Tim Duncan 99 Spurs. We wouldn't have liked the 03 Spurs or even the 05 Spurs. Those games against the Pistons in 05, as exciting as it was as a Spurs fan, was like watching paint dry for anybody who was not a Spurs or Pistons fan. It was bad basketball, but we won banners, right? We got rings because of it.
Yeah, the game, that series against the Pistons, in your eyes, Mike.
Ole, 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 ole. You're stupid. It was just bad shooting all along, man. It was just bad shooting. I love it, by the way. That's a great animation. It was bad basketball. 2014, though, talking about the Spurs winning the chip in 2014 against the Heat. You know, I was looking at that record about 40% shooting from three. Spurs killed the Heat, right?
Yeah.
Spurs shot 40% from three in 4 of the 5 games. And had what? A good defense, a stellar defense. 2014 is the most satisfying championship because it exercised the demon from 2013.
Yeah, when they lost to the Heat. They were seconds away from
the champagne was in the locker room.
Freaking Coach Pop, dude.
Yeah, he benched Duncan.
Why?
Like you don't need a all NBA defensive player.
That was just like that debacle when the Seahawks were at the goal.
It was getting cute when you didn't need to get cute.
We have Marshawn Lynch, but
let's
pass it. Stupid. That was dumb. Like that stupid move by Pop cost him a chip.
He could have been guarding the inbounds pass and changed the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
Could have gotten the rebound.
Yeah, they can blame that L on Coach Pop, dude.
It was.
They had that one won. We have a $25 incoming super chat.
Oh, wow.
We'll address that, and then it's time to call it a day.
Skedaddle. Drew Show 25 bones. Very nice.
Here comes the money.
That's to pay for some more wires, baby.
Yeah.
Says when the league allows these goons to play 5-on-5 football in the playoffs, we're all going to be pissed. They hate us because they ain't us. God, what a great line from the interview.
Yeah.
He says, we're not being ignored now. Like with Tim, we're being targeted. It's a great point, Drew.
It is.
You know what? There are some good super chats out there. Not because it's 25 bones, but that was actually a really good point.
It was very good.
But you know what? Can they be any more rough with Wemby than what they are now? Because to me, it's almost like they've already prepped him for it.
It's like a wrestling match out there.
They're playing him as a playoff game right now. So the only thing that they could do worse than what they do right now is pull out a knife and stab his ass.
Jeez, man. They're doing everything they can to stop Wemby, dude. They know that they can't contain him, right? They're going to try to bully him. They're going to try to get him angry. What they're trying to do, really, at the end of the day, it's a psychological thing.
Warfare,
out there. It's warfare, right? They're trying to get under his skin and get in his head.
And it's not working.
No, because he's very poised, right?
Right.
And that's the thing. For a young man to be very poised the way Wemby is, he's not getting angry. He's not getting frustrated. He takes it out on the defensive end on the other side of the court. And he's like, I'm going to block you. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to disrupt your offense. So it's not that he's targeting this one guy. I pushed you. Now I'm going to go target you.
Yeah.
He's targeting the whole team.
And who was famous for not reacting?
Tim Duncan. Yeah.
When Kevin Garnett would get in his face, talk about his mama who'd passed away.
Try to kiss him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Try to kiss him on the mouth. Remember that one?
And Tim just, and you look at Castle doing the same thing. If Steven Jackson had been pushed the way that Castle was the other day, Steven Jackson would have taken that guy, would have taken Cade Cunningham across the face.
Yeah.
He would have B slapped him. You know what I'm saying? More super chats coming in.
More super chats from the Drew Show.
Says last night's OKC Detroit game was tiddlywinks. These big physical teams all of a sudden couldn't touch each other. I wonder why. Well, Charles Barkley said that. Charles Barkley says that the only way that you can play Wemby is by trying to beat him up, because he goes, you can't go toe to toe with him.
No,
you can't body him up and because he'll outpost you. He'll shoot over you.
Yeah. So you think of Wemby, right, and his length out there on the court, and since he's so long, right, and then he's athletic, and he's got some speed to him. What they're doing is he has all this court in front of him. So they try to go ahead and take all that open space and try to corral him like they do cattle at a cattle drive. That's all they're doing. They're trying to go ahead and push him to certain spots on the floor, trying to corral him. But he's like, no, I'm going to be that bull that gets away and I'm going to start chasing people. So I'm glad that Wemby's found ways to combat the physicality of the game.
What Joe is saying is that Wemby does not have the girth, but he definitely has the length.
Oh, my God, Mike. Went.
Everyone have a fantastic day today. I'm going to be heading over to the San Antonio Spring Home Show, formerly known as the Home and Garden Show. I am in booth 5 something. Let me see here.
Come say hi to Miguelito. And you got putt. You got the green out there, the putting green.
That's right. I'm in booth 865, 867. Come by, come see me. Maybe a prize. You got prizes out there. Gonna give away sleeves of golf balls, tees, and things like that. Giving stuff away, man.
Yep.
Everyone have a fantastic day. Sam Selena says, Joe, Drew's super chats total of $50. Sign the apology form. Spurs tonight taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Spurs favored by a crap ton of points, by more than double digits. Win this game, they're undefeated for the month of February, and Joe will sign the form in person.
Have it ready.
In person
on
February 28th when we have our party at the Hard Rock
Cafe. Are we going
to
frame it?
Yes. Everyone have a fantastic day, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be doing the show from the floor of the Alamo Dome tomorrow.
Nice. All right. We'll see you boys tomorrow. Stay safe. We're out. Peace.
See ya.